Good evening, France. I'm Jocelyn Delatorre.
And I'm Diane Gonzalez. Welcome to another evening news segment of FNN.
In today's segment, we will be speaking on the construction of Versailles and breaking news about the mistresses of Louis XIV and how his wife got to discover that, and artist segments with François Minsart current news on our era of Baroque.
We first bring you your usual dose of Versailles news. Just yesterday, the final room to the palace was finished. Now, the palace includes the king's grand apartment, the king's interior apartments, the Hall of Mirrors, the Royal Chapel, and the new addition, the apartments of the Dauphin and the Dauphine.
The apartments of Dauphin and Dauphine are strictly for the royal family's inner circle. They are located just above the Queen's apartments, which are located just to the upper right above.
Here are some of the pictures of the newly added room.
These rooms are highly adorned, and they are supposed to include numerous paintings of our Baroque era.
We'll be sure to show you some more pictures as soon as we can get one of our reporters into the new rooms of the palace.
Moving on to tonight's dramatic story of the evening. Maria Teresa of Spain has found that her husband, Louis XIV, has had multiple mistresses.
The wife of Louis XIV has finally accepted to speak to FNN about what has been going on with
Maria Teresa agreed to send us at FNN a video where she speaks about the treatment her husband has put her through and how she precisely feels about these mistresses within her husband's life.
Here's a video so that you, for yourself, can see what Maria Teresa has to say about all of this.
I had to keep calm. I'm not the first or only wife who has had to share her husband. In the beginning he was faithful, but I guess he just got bored. I'm sorry, I can't. I have only known of 3 mistresses. The first, Mademoiselle de Villiers. The second, Madame de Montespan. And the third, Madame de Fontespan. He listens to me, but he can't help himself to other women. It makes me feel... I can't help this matter. I just hope that my son doesn't turn out the way he did.
This is very shocking because she would never say anything before, and to come out and say such things like this in such a short span of time? Amazing.
She did tell us to please leave her alone now. Now that she said all that she had to say, she wants no more bothering from FNN or anybody else in the meeting.
Wait, I'm getting a call from the news conference revealing pictures of the mistresses here on FNN.
We'll show you the pictures. Here they are.
Oh my gosh!
Well, we'll show you a quick commercial now, before our next story.
Have you ever wanted a fine piece of art, but don't want to pay the full fabulous price for it?
Well, now you can do it, because here at Artique, you will find everything you could possibly wish for.
From early Baroque art to modern Baroque art, as shown over here.
We also specialize in Madonnas.
Or if you're looking for a saint, we carry those also for an incredibly low price.
And we also specialize in arts which are custom made, and they're the most fabulous in all of France.
We also carry the most contemporary pieces of art you can find in all of France. So what are you waiting for? Come to Art.
On a cheerful note, I myself got to interview François Minsart. Here is Artist Segment with myself.
Good evening, viewers of FNNN. This is the Artist Segment on Artist Segment. I think I already said that, but the show goes on. Bonjour, François Minsart. Bonjour. Mwah. Mwah. So, how have you been, Mr. Francois?
Well, I've been quite fine.
I've heard you have new artworks in the making.
Well, yes, I've been making art here and there, but of course I'm trying to focus on my inner self.
Okay. So, Mr. Francois, since you are an architect very known during this era of Baroque in France, in our homeland France, so what did you introduce precisely into the Baroque architecture?
Well, as a French architect, I I introduced classicism to a Baroque architecture.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, and I hope to see you soon. Mwah. Mwah.
Well, they certainly had a lot to say.
On to our next story. We are now to discuss the characteristics of our era of Baroque art, the one in
This
Norway.
movement started in the 1500s, as most of you all know. It is not known when it will end, but we are nearing the 1700s and there has still been no change. This art is very dramatic and is heavily ornamented.
As you can see within the paintings, the lines within them tend to be very curvy instead of straight. This movement has also been associated with the Counter-Reformation.
It succeeded mannerism, which is very artificial looking art. Now, the art is a lot more grand looking. It is a three-dimensional display of life and energy. Louis XIV has also heavily influenced the Baroque era. And for your odd fact of the day, Baroque means an odd-shaped imperfect pearl in Portuguese.
Now for a commercial for one of my favorite shops.
Have a boring outfit?
Why do we have such boring outfits? They're so big and not tight and ugh.
I don't know.
My outfit's so boring.
Mine's more boring.
No, mine is.
Mine is.
Mine is the most
Don't fight no more. Come to Frenchie and Anne, because here you can buy
We carry all
everything.
different sorts of varieties, from corsets,
Heels,
high-waisted skirts and dresses,
feathered hats,
and even wigs. We won't tell anybody about your secret. Come to Frenchie and Anne! Well, that was it for F and N.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow at the same time for more on our top stories today. Have a good night.